I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I am a 6-year PhD candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists. And as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have my April to June book haul for you. So I think that most of these have shown up at some point in various videos, but I know there are a few that haven't. And I do like to show off the books that I buy in hauls. I'm trying to only do like 4 for the whole year, so 1 every few months. I think there are 11 books, but 3 of them go together. So let's jump in. So the first set is of 3 books that I bought from Thrift Books for the readathon Picture This. And I have talked about them all in a video. I will link that. But the first one is Molly by Joseph S. Bonsall, illustrated by Erin Marie Moderer. And all 3 of these are books that I had as a child and really enjoyed and wanted to revisit for Picture This. Next one is Sea Tale by Gail E. Haley. This was a particular favorite as a child because it has a mermaid, and I really loved mermaids. And then we had An Ellis Island Christmas by Maxine Rhea Leighton, illustrated by Dennis Nolan. I then ended up buying 2 more books from Thrift Books, and they were both for my dissertation. They are both Victorian. The first is the autobiography of Harriet Martineau, and I have not read this yet. I thought that I would. Was I trying to read it in June? I don't even remember. I think so. But I thought that it might be useful to use for analyzing Margaret Oliphant's autobiography in my dissertation. It is really long. I've not had a chance to get to it, but it does have some contemporary reviews in the back, so I'm gonna check those out and see if there's anything I can use. And then for another autobiography, I have an autobiography by Anthony Trollope, which I did read in June and really enjoyed. So again, I was using this to analyze Margaret Oliphant's autobiography. And I found it to be quite helpful. There is actually a whole section in my dissertation chapter on this. Next up is one that I've been reading for a while, since the end of May, and you've seen it several times. And I bought this at Barnes & Noble as a reward for hitting 20 days of writing. So for every day that I write in my planner, I give myself a gold star. And when I get 20 gold stars, I get to buy a book. This is how I motivate myself. And so I bought Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. And I'm loving this. I am halfway through, probably, a little less, and I'm adoring it. If you've seen my mid-year book freakout tag, you know it's my favorite book of the year so far. The next one I actually bought in the Philadelphia airport while I had a layover. I went to Boulder, Colorado for a conference and had to fly back through Philadelphia. And usually when I go to conferences, I buy, a book or 2. Me and my friend that we go together like to go to local bookstores if we can, or we order books at the conference. And we didn't get to go to a local bookstore this year, so I was like, I can buy a book in the airport bookstore. I just use anything as an excuse. I really do. It's bad. Oh well, it's fine. This is Rouge by Mona Awad. I really enjoyed Bunny a few years ago now, and Rouge sounds really good. Oh my god, look at oh, I didn't know that was there. I've not really looked through it too much because I don't have time to read it right now. But I did want to read this, and when I saw it in there, I was like, this is my souvenir from this trip. Next up are 3 that go together, and I got them for free as desk copies while I was at the conference, but they got mailed to my house because I wasn't bringing these in a suitcase. And these are the first set of the Norton Anthology of English Literature. I got the second set earlier in the year, and use this as an opportunity to get the first set for free. So we've got, first up, Volume A, The Middle Ages, which is the shortest of them because there is the least amount of work, I'm assuming, from there. We've got Volume B, The 16th Century and the Early 17th Century, which is the longest of these three because there is the most from there. And then we have Volume C, The Restoration and the 18th Century, which probably has most of the stuff I would be interested in from this set of three. Obviously, the Romantics and the Victorians were in set number 2, and those are where my real interests lie, but I wanted all of them, okay? And if they're gonna give them to me for free, you know. I love them. They're so gorgeous. I'm just so happy to have them. I've been using, I think, my Romantic through 20th Century copy that I had of the Norton Anthology before this was like a 7th edition, and my Volume 1 was a 8th edition, maybe. So I'm really happy to have like a brand spanking new set. It's just great. This is so great. The next book I bought because I felt I deserved it after being in a car crash. Kind of. So we were on our way to see friends in Burlington, Vermont when we got in the crash, and I had been planning to buy a book in the local bookstore near where my friend lived. That obviously didn't happen. We crashed the car on the way there. We never did make it to Burlington. So I was like, this means I get to buy a book somewhere else. I told you, I'll use anything as an excuse. So at the local used bookstore, I bought The 10-Year Nap by Meg Wolitzer. I really like Meg Wolitzer. I've read like 6 of her books, maybe more, maybe 7. And I've really enjoyed all of them. So I actually saw this like a few months ago when I was there, and I didn't end up getting it. And then this time I was like, okay, if that's still there, I'm getting it. And it was. And it was only like, it was $8 for a hardcover that's in pretty good condition. So, you know. I spent more on coffee and snacks that day than I did on this book, so it's fine. And then the last book is another one from the same used bookstore. And what is my excuse for buying this one? It was $1. It was $1, come on. This is What Maisy Knew by Henry James. I have only read one book by Henry James, The Turn of the Screw. But I've read a lot of his criticism of other authors because he's always hating on my dissertation authors, except Mary Elizabeth Braddon, he liked her. But so I was like, okay, Henry James, put your money where your mouth is. Show me what your fiction can do. So I found this and was like, oh, again, it's $1. It's little, it's cute, it's my time period. Technically, it's for work. That's how I justified it to my husband. He didn't buy it. But I don't actually know what this is about. I think it's just about a young girl. But yeah, I'm interested to get to it and think I can probably get to it at some point fairly soon because it is so short. So those are all the books that I bought between April and June. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you read any of these? What did you think? What books have you been buying lately? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.